Welcome into, oh my goodness, the last top 25 ranking of the year for KSL Sports Rewind. Thanks, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Jeff Hansen, my top ranking high school analyst in the state. Jeff, you're number one. This is the last one, man.
It's crazy. It goes by way too fast, but it is exciting. I just wish it lasted longer. I wish we had a few more weeks of this.
Well, we do have a few more weeks, but just not of our rankings. This will be the final one for the 2024 football season. I'm sure you are all on pins and needles to find out where your favorite team is ranked. But before we do that, we just want to remind you that these rankings are brought to you by our top-ranked legal associates. Heidemann and Associates, a full-service law firm, can meet with you virtually as well as in person with law offices along the Wasatch Front to learn more about their offerings. Visit them online at utah.law. Support them. We can't do it without them. Appreciate their sponsorship of KSL Sports Rewind. All right, Jeff, let's get into it. Our top 25 rankings, and starting at number 25, the American Fork Cavemen, just inside our top 25. Number 24, Mountain Ridge. Number 23, the Woods Cross Wildcats. Coming in at number 22, welcome back to the Spanish Fork Dons. And in at number 21, Maple Mountain.
Maple Mountain played a really, really good Timpview team, and it didn't go well for the Golden Eagles, but that feels a little bit low for Maple Mountain considering their whole body of work, but a lot of good teams to come. That was a little bit surprising to me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. That was one that was a little bit of a head scratcher. I mean, I'll tell you another head scratcher. So just real quickly, this is a poll. So this is not my feelings. It's not Jeff's feelings. There's a lot of contributors to this. The other one that surprised me a little bit was AF. Man, a 20-point win over Westlake just doesn't mean what it used to, huh? They dropped 5 spots in week 9. Tough week for the pollsters. All right, let's go to our next group. In at number 20, the Park City Miners. Coming in at number 19, for the first time, welcome the Farmington Phoenix, coming off a huge win on Thursday night, Friday night, whenever it was. Last week. Huge win over Davis last week for the Phoenix. In at number 18, the Provo Bulldogs, a big riser in our top 25. Number 17, the Davis Darts. And coming in at number 16, 3A's Richfield Wildcats.
Good for Farmington. Absolutely deserving of this ranking.
Yes.
Look, I know that if you just look at the record and you see 4 and 5, you're going to scratch your head a little bit, but Farmington is playing really, really good football. That was a very strong win over a good Davis team. The Phoenix look really good right now at the right time of the season.
Yeah, they've been impressive the last couple of weeks. If you want to understand more about that, go catch 4 Downs with Dane and Jeff this week on KSL Sports Rewind. We'll talk about what that group has been doing the last couple of weeks. It is, impressive is an understatement. All right, our next group, number 15, Crimson Cliffs. Coming in at 14, Olympus. Number 13, the West Panthers, rising this week. At number 12, the Fremont Silverwolves. And number 11, the Roy Royals.
Crimson Cliffs. Feels like I talk about them every week, but they're just sort of climbing up these rankings, getting back to where they belong, I think, right? From a talent standpoint, they absolutely should be a top 15 team. And here they are, ranked number 15th. They're another team that is peaking at the right time. They have figured things out over the last month or so, and they are rolling into the postseason.
Jeff, I learned something this week. You want to know what I learned?
I want to. Teach me.
Apparently a yard is worth 5 spots in our top 25. Roy, a yard away from tying that game against Bountiful. They dropped 5 spots. Again, boy, pollsters being really, really tight with our rankings this week. All right, number 10, the Brighton Bengals staying stout. In at number 9, no change here either, the Orem Tigers. Number 8, Morgan. Number 7, Ridgeline. And coming in at number 6, big risers in the Bountiful Redhawks.
Bountiful gets that big win, and you talk about Roy. They dropped 5 spots. They really traded spots with Bountiful, right? It's really tough when you get into those top 10, and nobody's really winning and losing. Everybody's winning. Nobody's losing. It's hard to drop teams out. Roy felt like a big drop at 5, but if Bountiful and Roy just trade places, that feels okay to me. Bountiful, really strong win. Came down to the wire. Really great performance by Bountiful against Roy this last week.
Yeah, they did just flip spots. And let me throw one more thing in there while we're at it. The Morgan Trojans on some social media taking some heat this week. I want to just clarify something real quick. Morgan is fantastic hosts. Every time we've been to Morgan, they are more than accommodating. The problem with this last week was they're entities that require a ton of space in the press box and just was not enough room. Morgan, I'm sure, would have loved to have had that another way. Let's take it easy on Morgan, folks. There were things outside of their control, very little they could do. And it's a crappy situation for Ogden and Coach Thompson. It was great to have him there and them making do with the situation. I just love Coach Thompson is still there coaching. Love that he showed his resiliency and fight to still coach this team. But let's take it easy on Morgan. Other factors there made that much more difficult than it needed to be. All right, our top 5 coming in at number 5, the Lehigh Pioneers. Number 4, Timpview. In at number 3, Corner Canyon. Number 2, the Lone Peak Knights. And still atop the state, the Sky Ridge Falcons.
The voters made something very clear, to me at least this week. There is a clear delineation between the top 5 and number 6. Lehigh has lost 2 out of the last 3 weeks, but they've lost to schools inside the top 5. And really no question from a pollster standpoint that Lehigh still firmly inside the top 5. And that makes sense. I think I could wrap my head around that. Really strong top 5. I do think there's some teams outside of that top 5 that are going to make some noise over the next few weeks. But the pollsters, clearly, the top 5 are cemented on a tier of their own right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the other thing too is that there appears to be a bit of a ceiling for the some of the 4A, 3A teams. And look, Ridgeline Morgan, not going to complain, they're both in our top 10, right? It's hard to get much higher, but yeah, you're right. There is a cutoff of who the top 5 are. And again, that order can be picked and chosen week to week, but it is clear who those top 5 teams are. Are we missing anyone? Hit us up in the comments. Let us know. Be nice. Again, this is a group poll. It's not just me. It's not just Jeff. No individual to get mad at. If you want to get mad at math, we do it all the time with the RPI. Get mad at math. But let us know in the comments who you think we got wrong or who we're missing. And then come join us this week on Wednesday night on the Red Zone, on Saturday for our bracket reveal, as we take you all the way from the regular season kickoff to state champions right here on KSLSports.com.